we're going to work on trying to figure out how to graph. Okay, how to graph a line when we have the slope and the y-intercept. First off, we need to review with the slope and the y-intercept. Looking at this equation right here, which of these two numbers is your slope? Go ahead and talk to me. Which number? Not the x. The number that's with the x, this 4 right here, is the slope. The number that is added or subtracted is the y-intercept. See this right here, this -1 is the y-intercept. That's where this will cross the y-axis. The slope of 4, you change it to a fraction where it's 4 over 1. It's positive, so it tells me to go up 4 and to the right 1. So I start here at my y-intercept and go up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1 and put a dot. See, that's how it's finding the steepness of my line. We're going to talk about that in just a minute too. I want us to remember that this is the slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept form. So now at slope-intercept form, b is the y-intercept, m is the slope. It says use the values of m and b to graph the line. Well, where did they give it to us? All right, I'm going to go with this one. I just want you to watch for a second. Let's go with y equals 2x plus 1. The first thing you do is start with the b. You start with the y-intercept. So in this case, in my example, I would start with +1. So I would go on the y-axis and put a dot at +1. One of the first mistakes people make is they plot it on the x-axis. Be very careful. It's the y-intercept. Now the slope is 2. You put it over 1 because I have to have delta y over delta x. It is positive, so it's telling me to go up 2 and to the right 1. So I will start at my y-intercept. I will go up 2 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 2 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 2 to the right 1. I can also go backwards. Instead of going up and to the right, I can go down and to the left. Down and to the left. And then I can draw my line. Now, what it was trying to do down here was show you some hints. Because we know that the equation is supposed to be y equals mx plus b. B is for begin. It's not really, but we'll just say it is. B is for begin. So you begin here, and you move. The M is for the move, to move up or down. Okay? Somewhere on your paper right now, would you please write begin? B is for begin. Write this information right here. Okay, let's look at these examples. They want to know, do these examples, it says, does each equation match the correct graph? If not, why not? Let's look right here at letter A first. Letter A says y equals 4x plus 3. I'm supposed to start, remember this is y equals mx plus b. Start at the begin. Start at plus 3. Well, that's the y-intercept. It should start up here. It should start at 3. So this one is not correct. Okay, so the first thing I'm looking at every time when I'm trying to check is looking at the y-intercept. Yes? Okay, so on the next one, if I look at this one, 4y equals mx plus b. B, here's my begin right here, that plus 1. Does it start at +1? No, it does not. This is starting down here at -1, so this is not the right answer either. Because it doesn't start, it says why not? It doesn't start at the correct y-intercept. Okay, if I look at B, again, we start at the y-intercept, -5. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should start right here. So this is not right either. I hope one of these, is any of them right, or is that the whole point? I guess it's the whole point. Because is D right? No, because D is supposed to start at -1. Where's it starting at? Right here at +1. So this is not correct either. So when you're looking at, when they give you graphs and they're trying to ask you to match your equations, the first thing you want to look at is see if the y-intercept is in the correct place. Now this one says, what do you notice about the lines on the graph? How are they alike and how are they different? Okay, let's look at these 4 lines that are up here. Okay, I've got a red, a green, a blue, and a purple. When you're looking at this, how are they alike? They're going the same direction. They're all positive, right? Okay, they're all positive. How else can you tell they're the same? Well, they keep going. They're endless, yes. Why don't we try this? How are they different? They're different colors, but I mean on the graphs. Okay, where are our lines supposed to be starting at? On the y-axis. So right here, aren't they all? Well, all of them have points on the y-axis. Everything on here. This one, the red one starts up here at 3. The green one starts at 1. The blue one starts at -1. The purple one starts at -5. So how they're different is that they have different y-intercepts. When they have different y-intercepts, it's like taking this line and just shifting it down. Because is the steepness of the line different? Or are they all the same steepness? Steepness means the slant. Look, if I go up here, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. What if I did this one on the green one? 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Blue, where'd blue go? 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Purple, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. All of them have the same slope, which is the same steepness. So how they're the same is they're alike by the steepness. The arrows don't mean anything to what we're trying to do right here. What you're trying to see is that these lines all have different y-intercepts and they have the same steepness. What are 2 lines that don't intersect called? 2 lines that don't intersect are called parallel lines. All of these lines are parallel. Do they intersect each other? No. That's because they have different y-intercepts and they have the same steepness. They have the same slope. When that happens, you have parallel lines. We'll do more with this later. Okay, now the next one says, what do you notice about these equations? How are they alike and how are they different? Now looking at the equations, what do you notice about the equations of the line? They all have the same what? This 4 that's in front of the x, this is the same slope. They all have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts. Right? They're all starting at a different spot. All right, so now let's go and practice. Take out your paper and we have the one front and it says graph using the slope and the y-intercept. So we're going to start just with the green one, so you should have your green markers out. Actually, let's start with the I don't even know what color did they tell you here? Yeah, but I don't want to do green first. Let's do blue. Do blue. There's a reason. By doing the blue, first I need to figure out the slope and the y-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. What's the m is the slope. That's 3. Please be careful. It's not 3x. It's just 3. B is the y-intercept. That's that number added or subtracted, so that's 4. Now, we're going to go down to our graph. I need to bring down some points here because I have to go down. There we go. My slope is 3. Okay, slope is 3. Y-intercept was positive 4, right? Yes. All right, so let's start. We're going to go and take a dot and put a dot at the y-intercept at positive 4. Now, we're not going to draw any staircases, but what we're going to do is we're going to start at 4. I'm going to go back. The slope is a whole number. It's 3. Whenever it's a whole number, you put it over 1. It is positive, so it's telling us the top number is telling us to go up. The bottom number is telling us to go to the right. So I'm going to start at my y-intercept, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. I'm going to do that again. At that dot, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. Now I've run out of room on my graph, so I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to start back at my y-intercept, and I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. Let me get another dot. Again, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1 and put a dot. Starting at this point again, down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. Now, I have my dots. You will either need to take the side of your calculator or grab a ruler. And we're going to connect our dots to draw our line. There is my line. It has a y-intercept of 4, and my steepness is 3. It's going up 3 and over 1. Now, this says orange. I'm going to use red. You can use orange on yours, though. You probably need to use orange because how they ask us the questions next time. Okay, again, y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. That is 3. B is the y-intercept, and that is negative 5. Okay, so let's go down here to go graph. Let me bring down. All right, it tells us to start. This time we're starting at negative 5. It said that B is negative 5. So here we go. We're going to go up here. Oh, golly gee willikers. Here we go. I'm going to grab my point, and I'm going to go on the y-axis and go down to negative 5 and put a dot. Now, again, my slope was 3. Whenever it's a whole number, put it over 1. That's why slope has delta y over delta x. When we did slope before, it has to be a fraction. It's positive, so the top number is telling me to go up, the bottom number to the right. So I'm going to start here at my y-intercept, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. Back at my point here, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. At my point, up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, put a dot. See, did I bring another dot down? Yep. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, put a dot. And I'm going to do it one more time. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Now I'm going to draw my line. These two lines are not touching, right? They're parallel because of this right here. Oh, I didn't get rid of my little thing. All right. Because of the slopes. The slopes are the same. Now, the last one we're supposed to graph is y equals 3x. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. That's my 3. Now, my b's not, there's nothing here. So, what number is nothing there? 0. So we're going to start at 0. So let me again drag some points down. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to start at 0. It said the y-intercept was 0, so I'm going to start there. My slope again is 3 over 1, telling me to go up 3 because it's positive to the right 1. So I will start at the y-intercept and go up 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 3 to the right 1 and put a dot. Then I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. Now I'm going to draw my line. Oop, off just a little bit. The positive 3 is the slope. The y-intercept is 0. Are you talking about going backwards? If you're going backwards, you just do it all backwards. Okay? All right, let's flip our... Is that all that's on there? No, we got questions at the bottom, don't we? Oh, there. All right. So it says, how are they similar and how are they different? This, how they are similar, right here, we should write this down. It has the same slopes and the same steepness. We keep talking about that. The differences are the y-intercepts. Now the next thing, oh gee, okay. All right. The next question says, which line is closer to the y-axis? Okay, that means which one is closer to being vertical. When you look at these right here, it means that which one is the closest, what did it say, closest to the, which is closer to the y-axis, meaning which is closer to vertical. They are the same, actually, because it's the same, they're both the same steepness. And as you turn them to make them vertical to go straight up, you would go the same distance to make them go straight up and down. Even though the y-intercepts are in different places, that doesn't matter. When it asks which one is closer to the y-axis, it doesn't mean like you flip this up and which one hits the y-axis first. It's asking which line is steeper. Well, none of them are steeper. They all have the same steepness. They have the same slope. That one's kind of a funky question. Okay, so now let's look at, what's this one? I'm going to skip this for a second. Well, all I want you to do is look at these equations right here. Please look up at the board. And it wants to know, what do you notice when you look at these two equations? What are the same? The slopes are both the same. They're both negative 1/2. And what are different? The y-intercepts are different. So if the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are different, well, even that one down there, let's see. Is this going to come out? Okay, they got too many weird things coming out of these slides. When the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are different, that means the lines are parallel. Okay. All right. Now let's go over and turn our paper over to the graphing lines if you're not already there. All right, is this going to... Here we go. We're going to start right now. It says use the equations to complete your recording sheet. The first one we're going to have is, we're going to do y equals, so y1 is 1/2 x. There's the first one we're going to graph. I don't care what color you use. First, remember, we have y equals mx plus b. B is the y-intercept. Remember, b means begin. What number here is where we're supposed to begin? 0. So I'm going to go here to 0 and put a dot. So you should have a dot on 0. Move, the next thing I do is how I move is the 1/2. Okay, 1/2 is already in a fraction for me. The top number is going to tell me how to move up or down. The bottom number is always going to tell me how to move to the right. Since the top number is positive, it means I'm going to go up 1, to the right 2. So now let's go back to the y-intercept. Go up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Go up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. You start from your point. As you start at the y-intercept, you go up 1 to the right 2 and you put a dot. Start from that point and go up 1 to the right 2. Put another dot. Go up 1 to the right 2 and put another dot. Go up 1 to the right 2, put another dot. You're trying to find the points on your line. Up 1 to the right 2, you put a dot. Now, I can also go backwards, where I go back to the y-intercept. So what I would do is I would do this totally backwards. I would go down and to the left. So I'm going to go, still with my red, I'm going to go down 1 to the left 2. Down 1 to the left 2. Down 1 to the left 2. Then you're going to go and you're going to draw your line. Now, we're going to go to the second equation. We're going to graph all of them on the same one. Okay? So you guys would still have the same, I guess I could just stay on the same graph here. I'm going to go here on the next one. Let me erase this stuff. Let's see. The next one says y2. Oh, on yours, you may want to write y1, maybe out to the side. On y2, we have 1/2 x plus 3. B is for the begin. Begin at positive 3. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 and put a dot. My slope, my move, is still 1/2. It is positive, so it's telling me to go up 1. The bottom number is to the right 2. Start at your y-intercept and go up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Go up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Up 1 to the right 2, put a dot. Up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Now you can also go backwards to work backwards. That's down 1 to the left 2. So we're going to go down 1 to the left 2 and put a dot. Down 1 to the left 2. And then I'm going to draw my line through my dots. If I were you, I would make sure and label this y2. The next one on y3, it says 1/2 x minus 4. Start with the begin. Here is the begin, the b. Start at negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The slope again is 1/2. It is positive. It's telling me to move up 1 to the right 2. So I'm going to start at my y-intercept and go up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Up 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Up 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2, and I keep putting my dots. Now I can also go backwards and go down 1 to the left 2. So as I start here, I go down 1 to the left 2 and put a dot, down 1 to the left 2. And then draw your line, yes. Okay, so we're getting ready to do Y3 and 4, or 4 and 5 in just a second. So now, on the paper you have, Y4 says negative 1/2 x. Okay, well from on this, y equals mx plus b. B is my begin. What's my begin number? There's not a number there, so it's 0. So I'm going to start again on my y-intercept. This time my slope says negative 1/2. The top number always tells me to go up or down, the bottom number to the right. So the negative 1 is telling me to go down 1 to the right 2. So I'm going to go back to my y-intercept and go down 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Down 1 to the right 2 and put a dot. Down 1 and to the right 2. Keep going. Down 1 to the right 2. I can also go backwards and go up 1 to the left 2. So I'll go up 1 to the left 2 and put a dot. Up 1 to the left 2. And then I can draw my line. That is my Y4. Now the next one, the last one on there to graph, I ran out of colors here. I guess I'll just use blue again. Y5 says 0.5x. Well, 0.5x. You cannot graph with a decimal. We have to change it to a fraction. This one should be easy, but if you don't know, remember, I'm going to remind you with your calculator, we can go and change our decimals to a fraction. And by doing that, we put in the home screen 0.5, and you'll press Math, Enter, Enter. It gives us our 1/2. So anytime we have a decimal, you want to change that to a fraction. So Y5 is 1/2 x. Well, wait a minute. Isn't that one of the equations we just did? That was Y1. It's the same as this red line right here. Well, let's see if I can draw nicely on that red line. It's the same as that. Now, we've graphed all those. Where'd you go? All right, on the papers I handed out to you for the practice, the graphing lines practice, let's do number 6. Number 6 says y equals negative 2/3 x plus 1. Okay, so this is on number 6. The first thing you need to do is plot, remember, y equals mx plus b. B for begin, the plus 1. So I'm going to go on my y-axis and I'm going to go up to 1 and put a dot. My slope, my move right here is negative 2/3. Remember, the top number tells me how to go up and down, the bottom number to the right. It is negative 2, so I'm going to go down 2 and to the right 3. So start at your y-intercept, go down 2 to the right 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. Down 1, 2 to the right 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. Down 2 to the right 1, 2, 3. We can also go backwards and go up 2 to the left 3. So I'm going to go up 2 to the left 3. I can't see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Up 2 to the left. 1, 2, 3. Then you need to make sure and you draw a straight line. Now, when you do these on your paper, you need to make sure that after we do this, you go into y equals and you put the equation in there. Negative 2/3 x plus 1 and press graph. You want to make sure that your graph looks like the graph in the calculator. Okay? Now, on all the front ones, you have to do the graphing. Now, flip your paper to the back. Let's look at problem number 10. I promise you better stop what you're doing and focus with what I'm talking about on number 10. It's giving you a line. We are going to have to find out the equation. You need to find the slope and the y-intercept. For me, the easiest thing to do is find the y-intercept. So I go right here on the y-axis and I put a dot on my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 0, -4. Now I need to find my slope. I need to find out how I'm moving. From left to right, I'm moving up. I'm increasing. I'm going up. So if I start on my y-intercept and I go up 1 to the right 1, I'm not quite on the line. I need to go over more. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 2 and it hits my line. Let's see if that trend works. Up 1 to the right 2. Yes. Up 1 to the right 2. So I'm going up 1 to the right 2. 1 over 2. Now I have my slope and my y-intercept. And I can write my equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4. And again, you want to put that in the calculator to check and make sure that you did this correctly. Okay. On number 14 and 15, it gives you a point and a slope. What you need to find to write your equation is your y-intercept. So you are going to plot your point 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to plot this point. Now we have to do the slope, and you need to work your slope to find your y-intercept. Like the slope is 2, which means 2 over 1. It tells you up 2 and to the right 1. If I go up 2 to the right 1, I'm not going towards the y-intercept, so I have to go backwards. I need to go down 2 to the left 1. So if I go down 2 to the left 1, put a dot. Down 2 to the left 1, put a dot. Down 2 to the left 1, and I keep working. I eventually, ding, 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 hit my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, which is 0, -3. Now I can write my equation because I have my slope and my y-intercept. Y equals 2x minus 3. But when you're only given a point and a slope, you have to plot the point and work the slope to find your y-intercept.